Here we are. Where's he gone? There's one ear, the one ear of Ray. And there he is.
Hello,
Ray!
hello, hello, hello,
Ray! Welcome
hello,
back, welcome back, welcome
hello,
back.
hello, 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 everybody.
I
I
feel
am
like I
back,
should be
extremely
singing
back.
Fatboy Slim tracks because I'm in a fat. Not because you're a fat boy or slim. Either of those doesn't really fit with you. You are Ray-sized, which is a beautiful thing. Happy Thursday! Thanks, guys. For those of you that sort of came yesterday and thought, "Hang on, where are Rokk and Ray?" I'm sorry, I meant to tweet that we'd moved it. We did kind of mention it last week, but it got all confused in the whole moving to Stadia Bash Network and everything. So apologies. I did mean to tweet. I'm an Egypt, but thank you for coming today. There's a ton of people in the chat, Ray. Some of the
I
biggest names
know.
in the Stadia community are with us. I mean, real VIPs.
I
That
see.
make
I
us
see. I
make
see.
me very humble. I'm just gonna,
Very.
yeah, no, I mean, amazing, amazing. Hopefully they can hear us all. I mean, look, there's everybody and anybody in there. We've got Stadia Vet Gaming, who I think's been to the dentist. Stadia Pro Gaming, William. We got Rokk. He's a good old boy, Rokk. We got Krampus, my friend Krampus. How are you, Stadia Krampus? He's a
Codex.
lovely fella. We got Ray. I haven't seen him for a while. I wonder if he's all right. Oh, there he is. Dave, Codex Chronicles. Hope you're feeling okay, my friend. We got Stadia Dad. Same to you. Lovely, lovely people. And I think we've got to have some amazing news a bit later, Ray, aren't we? About certain little endeavour coming up in a
Oh
week's
man, it's
time.
it's been a wonderful, wonderful week. So I can't wait.
Ah,
Can't wait.
fantastic. They're just killing it. Who else we got? We got Collins Dynasty. How are you? Emperor Collins. He joined us very briefly, Ray, the other day on Tuesday night for the new show. It's great to see. And a whole host of other folk. Yeah, we had a great show. I don't know if you were able to see it on Tuesday, but
Of course, I wouldn't miss your show. He was. I
bing.
think Colin. I looked like Collins was inside his car, and
Yeah, he
then
was. Well, he got in touch and said, "Look, I'd love to be on the show," and I said, "No pressure. You can just drop in. Here's the link." He said, "I will be kind of working or going to work because I think he's a web developer and a designer. I'd love to see his stuff. Man of my trade." And anyway, he briefly popped in and said hi. It was lovely to see him. I'm sure he'll join us again in the future. Anyway, listen, I'm really, really so glad to see you back, my friend. I know you've had
I am
a real
glad,
week of it.
and I just want to thank everybody that, of course, I was in the hospital with my son. He was getting some tests done, and I want to thank everybody with all the wonderful comments and well wishes. I love you guys. Thank you so much, and thank you, Rock.
No, well, I'm so pleased. I'm sure we'll talk offline, but I hope it all went well. And I know, it's. I've seen the pictures as everybody else has, and he must have had a traumatic time. So I'm sure for him it was lovely to have his dad right by his side. So yeah, well done to you, my friend. That's
Thank you.
very important times. Very important times. So anyway, listen. Have you had any chance to do any gaming whatsoever in the last few days?
Yes, I have. Oh yes, yes. Done some Red Dead Online. Love
Uh
that
huh.
game. I actually jumped back into Marvel Avengers. They actually did some updates on the game, so I've been playing that, and then played a couple of weird games we're gonna discuss later on in the show. And yeah, that's pretty much about it, man. It's Red Dead Redemption. It's just something about riding on
It's
the
bitten you,
frontier.
hasn't it?
Fishing and me and William, you know, uh, getting the bad guys, doing the bounties. I love it to death.
It's every time I see you guys playing it, I think, oh, go on, buy it again. And then I think, yeah, but I've played it, and I know I played it again on. I actually reinstalled it on my
Mhm.
PlayStation, and I loved it the first time around. I just remembered it's a big game, and I thought, oh, I don't know, but you can play the online mode fairly soon after launching the game, can't you? You don't have to complete the solo story, the main story first.
Nah, you hop right on into online. But it's better when you play with a group of people. So when you have a posse, I think that's the best time to play is when you got your posse, you got your friends, and you just you help take over a train. There's a lot. Honestly, I was thinking just like you about the game, but there's a lot to do, folks. There's a lot to do.
It's yeah, I might do that. It's a shame it's not cross play, is it? It's not cross platform.
No, but you know what? I know there's a lot of cross platform talking
Cross
about
players.
cross. You never cross. What did I say? Cross.
Ray, you darn horse!
You never. Hey, there's so much news right now that's coming out. You never know what they're gonna do.
Oh, I know. I'm so excited. It's been an amazing week.
Mate.
Right. Shall we move on to the bit I love, the bit where we get to say hello to one of your friends and my friends?
Yes. Yes.
Praise them.
Yes.
Should we do it?
Yes, we did. Yes, we
Let's
should.
do it. Ready? Here we go.
That gets me
It's
every
Red Bull. Red Bull. How's it going, Andy?
I'm good, man. How's yourself?
Andy.
Great
What's
to
going
see you,
on?
my friend. I'm a
Thanks for having
loving
me back.
Good Rebel Gaming and your amazing podcast show. I love that pieces.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Ah,
He's got
that's good.
he had what he had Stadia Dad, he had Blake Stadia, he had Codex. He had one of my favorite streamers, Lukey6.
Yeah.
And man, just a top job, man. Good,
Absolutely.
great job. Great job.
Thank
Fantastic.
you.
How are you, Andy? Great to see you.
I'm good, man. How's yourself? How are we all doing?
Yeah, we're okay. Well, I mean, I'm speaking on behalf of Ray, but that's very rude. For all I know, he might be on his last legs and calling the funeral director, but I'm all right.
No, you know what? I'm doing great. I'm doing great, Andy. And thank you for hopping on the show and we're here to praise you. You know,
Yeah.
you do so much. You know, you're part of the Stadia Bash community network. You stream. Your podcasts are amazing. People, if you haven't seen the interviews, please hop on, follow, subscribe to Good Gaming Rebel, Andy. It's amazing job. And then, guys, he's such not only that, but he's just a beautiful, wonderful person. And the reason your colleagues and your peers, I talked to some people today, and all we talk about is what a wonderful person you are. And so that's why we're here to praise you and thank you for what you contribute to the gaming community, especially the Stadia community. And just here to praise you, man. Thank you. I'm a huge fan, and I do forgive you for shooting me in my back when we were playing Red Dead. Yeah, he shot me, folks. He shot me in the back, shot me in the face. I don't know. Did you ever drag me before or hogtied me?
No, I didn't. But if it makes you feel any better, there was a glitch in the game when I played with Lucky on Saturday where he couldn't move, and I just kept shooting him. So and he refused to. I need to put the clip up, but he refused to die. So when I shot him, he came straight back up on his feet. So a bit
Excellent.
Why do people
Excellent.
refuse to die? I don't get that part. I mean, you know,
It's because
die.
it's because Lucky's a machine. That's what it is.
Who knows? Oh, no. And also, Andy, you've done such a wonderful job helping Stadia Dad Lee and Stadia Mom Elma promote Poverty is Not a Game, Gamers Against Hunger. You know, you talked about it on the podcast show with them, and just thank you, man, because we need that positivity out there, and I just want to thank you so much. I want to praise you for putting that out.
Just to quickly touch on that, the total is now sitting at £800. So we're now
Wow,
That is absolutely amazing.
Unless it's changed in the last sort of couple of hours, but we're now sitting at £800. So guys, if there's anything that you can do to help support Lee's cause, it's a really, really great cause. Share it amongst your streams, social networks. Let's just final push. A week and a half to go. No, let's do it. Let's get him there.
We will, brother. We'll get
Totally. I'm just grabbing the link. Here we go. Give me 2 seconds. I should have been prepared and done this. That's how rubbish I am. Okay, we'll put that there. And
Thank you so much.
There we go. So it's a bit of a mouthful, but it's justgiving.com fund/fundraising/gaming 24 HRS hours fair share. Gaming 24 hours fair share. Gaming 24 HRS fair share. And it is at exactly £800. So that is stunning. I know when Lee first decided to do this, and he was like, it'd be nice to get a couple of £100, wouldn't it? Or it just went 200, 400, 500, 600. The community has been amazingly supportive with this. So thank you, everybody that's got behind this. And we've got so much fun. I can't wait for the 3rd and the 4th. It's more than just game streaming. Trust me. It's going to be one of those things you are going to want to try and watch for the whole 24 hours because some great stuff. And I know coming from tomorrow, no spoilers, but Stadia Dad has got some fairly amazing stuff to share from tomorrow for the rest of the week. So all the festivities really kick off tomorrow. And we have Lee next Thursday, don't we, Ray? I think you may just mention that. So Lee is going to join us. We'll do a kind of pre-24-hour fundraising promo, and we'll talk about some of the stuff that's going to come up and everything else. It's going to be great fun. Can't wait.
I
cannot wait.
Can't wait.
So, Andy, you are up in one of my favourite parts of the world, Scotland.
I am.
Absolutely adore. We've got family in Inverness and Aberdeen.
I lived in Aberdeen briefly.
Did you?
It's a lovely place. Yep.
Yeah,
lovely part of the world.
Gorgeous. I've been around Scotland a bit, and there ain't much of it that I don't love. So it's just one of the most stunning places on the planet. And it's like once they get over the fact that you're English, they're very friendly people as well. So
it's changed days now.
I'm joking, mate. I've never had anything other. I adore Inverness, Loch Ness, and some of the best curries I've ever had, Ray, in Inverness. Believe it or not. Yeah, really? Amazing Indian restaurants in Inverness. Very beautiful part of the world.
Nice.
There's an amazing Chinese restaurant in Fort William.
Well, you know what's she called? The girl who was Doctor Who's assistant and then went on to do that film with The Rokk. Gorgeous kid. I forgot what she's called. You know who I mean, don't you?
Yeah. Is her name Gillian something?
Gillian something is absolutely right. And she was, and you this will mean something to you, her English teacher was my wife's auntie.
Wow.
So she lived in Inverness, and she taught her in Inverness. So there you go. Little claim to fame.
First of all, I love Chinese and I love Indian food. So you guys are making me hungry. I might have to do a takeout. It's only about 1:19 where I'm at, so I might have to do a little takeout service because you guys got me hungry.
Lunchtime somewhere, Ray.
Yeah, I had sweet and sour for my lunch today, Ray, with some rice and some little mini poppadoms. So yeah, actually weren't poppadoms; they were prawn crackers. I got the wrong nationality kicking in there.
Codex has corrected us in the chat. Her name's Karen Gillan.
That's the lady. Gorgeous.
Lady.
Yeah, she was in that film. I forget what it was with The Rokk and Robin Hart, I think. Really funny film. They did 2 of them as well.
Yeah,
and,
I know.
They were hilarious, where his superpower was cake, if I remember rightly. Jumanji!
Oh, Jumanji!
Dave. Dave's the film guru. Jumanji. The remake.
Yeah.
Yes, of course, the remakes. She was in that. You're right.
Jack Black.
Apparently was a very lovely pupil as well. So there you go, all round bit of fan knowledge. Gentlemen, shall we move on to the news before it goes stale?
My favorite part of the show. There's a lot of news going on.
The latest news from Stadia.
We are back. Right, hopefully everybody can still hear us. The first piece of news of the day, which, to be fair, is a bit old now, but Resident Evil, The Village, day and date with Resident Evil 7 as a pro game for free. Can't say fairer than that. 2 for 1. What do you reckon, Andy?
This is a great thing for the platform. I'm not going to lie, Resident Evil's not my thing because I'm a scaredy cat, but I know there is in terms of it coming day and date, you know, it's really, really good for the platform. It's just, I think the thing that I find is a shame is, you know, this is Resident Evil's 25th year anniversary this year. So the news and the wider media, you know, it was going to publicise the announcements, and it did mention the Stadia one, and it's just amazing just how out with our sort of circles and, you know, just cloud gaming in general, that this still isn't accepted as something positive. It's always just kind of cast off to the side, and you know, this is massive. It's absolutely massive, and I just wish it get more attention outside in the wider media because it is a big deal.
Yeah, I completely agree. Ray, what are your thoughts?
I found out I couldn't stop grinning. I couldn't stop laughing. I was extremely happy. This is and can't forget the promotion, folks. The Premier controller with the Chromecast.
Yes, thank you.
Holy cow! That is that's top. That's some top news right there. I was playing Dead by Daylight, and somebody asked me, "Hey, did you hear the news?" And I said, "What news?" We're getting Resident Evil 7 and 8, and 7 is a pro game. I said, "No, I don't believe you." And I looked on Twitter, and there it was, and I couldn't even play the game. I died. I stood there, just kill me. There's like, Ray, run, and I couldn't run. I was just extremely happy. This is huge for Stadia. It's huge for gaming. It's huge for people. You know, if you don't have, you know, the other systems, hey, you can buy the game and get your controller, pre-order it. You know, this is huge. I'm huge. I'm huge. Just huge.
It's just to point out, the Premier Edition promo isn't happening in Canada. A couple of potential reasons. One is it may be out of stock in Canada. The other one is to do with manufacturing or something. I forget what it was, but sadly, you're out of luck if you live in Canada.
I hate when that happens because I think everybody should be a part of something like that. But
Yeah.
I really hate when they cut somebody off.
Yeah, and a massive Stadia community in Canada as well. I mean, there's many, some amazing Canadians. I have to say this, another one of my favourite parts of the world. I think Scotland and Canada are so similar looking. That's why there's so many Scots in Canada, Andy, of course, as you know. You know, it is a shame. Although, do you know, I don't know what I do. I was thinking about this. I don't need another controller, and I don't know anyone that will take it.
Send it up to somebody in Canada. Hey!
Yeah, good shout. Adopt a controller. Adopt a Canadian.
You know,
Cornering the Canadian scalper market for Premier Edition.
But you know what, though? If it was Wasabi, I wouldn't part with it. But since it's I have a Premier controller as well, so who knows? But you know, hey, you know,
I know actually if they started dishing out the wasabis. The only one I don't have is the white one. I've got no, the white one is the Premier, isn't it? Which one don't I have? I've got two wasabis. The founder.
Well, hey, I'll trade you a white from. Hey, I'll trade you a white for a wasabi. All right.
Well, here's Ray. Shh. This is. I mean, get close. This is what happened, right? I thought it was broken, so I contacted Google, and they said, "Don't worry, we'll send you a new one." And it's never failed me since. So I've got the two. I've got to be honest. I've been living in guilt for so many months now.
I think Grace is in the chat.
Well, it'll be a first, mate, because I don't think Grace has ever been in my chat. She's never graced me with her presence. Oh dear, it's all out now. I've had it, mother. Right. What else we got? I tell you what else we got.
Got a lot of stuff.
What do we got, Ray? Tell you what else we
Oh
got.
my.
Mate.
Okay.
Humankind hasn't been kind if you've pre-ordered. Because sadly, it's been delayed. Again, I think it's second or third delay, isn't it, this one?
I probably would say second delay. I think
it's the second delay.
Second delay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, it happens. And to be fair, I think we all agree, we'd rather a developer turns around and says, look, we're going to be honest with you, it's not going to be ready. And we ain't going to just foist some substandard program on you. We want to take a couple more months to polish it. I'd rather they did that. I think we're all in the same boat than rush out an Anthem or even a Cyberpunk that's got a few more minutes in the microwave left yet.
Right. I know that's really a popular game with a lot of PC players that appeals to them. But honestly, I mean, I'll be honest, wasn't my game on my radar. But hey, they push it back. August 17th. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a lot of other games before that keep us busy.
Did anybody try the demo last year?
I tried it. And it's fun. It's fun. Probably
if you like that kind of game. It was dripping with potential and features. But yeah, I don't have the patience. But there are huge amounts of people.
There's
that
a following. Yes, getting ready to say that it does have a huge following. But hey, different strokes for different folks. So,
what you talking about, Willis?
I'm not talking about that different strokes. But anyway, Mr. Drummond. There's a lot of people that were looking out for it.
Yeah.
That was part of the good stuff. The good stuff.
It was the good stuff, yeah. Well, it's been on pre-order since then, hasn't it? And as you rightly said, Andy, there was a demo, which, I say, it looked amazing, but it wasn't my kind of game because I'm too stupid.
Stadia Vet Gaming just sent $10. Thank you, Vet.
Oh, thank you, Aaron. That's very kind of you, my friend. It doesn't show up on. I'm using OBS here with my clever trickery to get the chat in, and I don't always see it on here. So thank you for
Rokk. Love you guys. This show is hilarious.
Yeah, well, that's all we want, and that is it in a nutshell. Crikey, the world's too grim as it is. If we're not going to come on here and start spouting more poison, we want you to go away with a bit of a smile. And there it just popped up. Rokk, love you guys. Thank you, Aaron. That's very kind of you, my friend. And I hope your various medical things go well for you. They're coming up as well. I think you went to the dentist today.
No, that was William.
Oh, was it Stadia Pro Gaming?
Stadia Pro went to the dentist. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I had all my dental treatment when I was a child. I actually don't have a single tooth that doesn't contain mercury or some other toxic material seeping into my bloodstream. Where else do you think this mentality came from?
My dentist, I call her Captain Hook, man. She takes this hook and she just goes in between. That's why I got all these gaps. It's because of her.
Wow. You're going to take a big clock in with you, an alarm clock. That's what you need. That's well. Captain Hook was allergic to those, wasn't he? So yeah, Humankind. If you're up for it, it's coming, but it ain't coming till August 17th, sadly. But that's okay. It's worth the wait, I'm sure. And
hey, that's my sister's birthday. I just thought of something. That's my sister's birthday.
August 17th. Well, now you know what to get her, Ray, don't you?
Yeah.
and if you buy The Village, you can give her the Premier Pack and Humankind for the pure price of Humankind. But of course, if you buy it now, pre-order, you get it cheaper as well. So you could even line it all up. There you go, mate. Exactly. I am the birthday wizard. Next up, Dirt 5.
Woo!
Dirt 5 Alive. It's out.
It's out.
Another one, some level of controversy, sadly, I spotted in the old Twitter sphere, on the
Yes, I
basis
saw
that
it.
it's full price. I mean, it isn't that old of a game, in
It's
fairness, and
6 months, people.
and it
Stop
would have taken
it.
them 2 or 3 months to create the port. So it probably isn't that, and they would have wanted to wait for the right time to release it as well. So I think it is what it is, and of course it will reduce in price if that's a bit steep for you.
I don't think people take in consideration though. Yes, you're getting a game, but look at all the features that you can do. That comes with Stadia and where you can play it at. Some places you just got one system, one platform to play it on, and this one you can take your driving wherever you want to go.
Yeah. I think with this one, there's been such a good run of games coming later than other platforms, and when they do drop, like FIFA, Madden, Star Wars, Jedi Fallen Order, those are sort of the three that come to mind. They came with really good discounts that got people to buy in. So this is like one of the first games that has basically come out that kind of not day and date, that's full price, and everyone's kind of going up in arms about it. If you look at the PlayStation Store, it's the exact same price. And the thing is, if, like you said, if it's going to come down in price eventually, probably when it comes down on other platforms, we'll probably start to see discounts in Stadia. But it just goes to show that we're not going to always get something discounted when it eventually comes to the platform, and that's just something that happens, and that's the digital world that we live in. Unfortunately, that's just how it goes.
And I'm guessing, Andy, in any case, that Stadia probably don't have a huge say in the pricing that the developer wants to launch it at.
I wouldn't imagine so, to be honest. No.
I'm sure it's entirely up to them. No doubt they suggest. Well, in our experience, we found that the audience is this kind of thing, but ultimately, it's going to be down to the developer, isn't it? Whether they
Yeah.
feel they might. No, look, come on, guys, we're going to try it the full price. It's only a couple of months old. It's actually a great game. People love it. We'll whack it out the full price, and if it doesn't sell, it's Codemasters, of course, who recently sold to
EA.
EA.
Yep.
So EA probably had a lot to say with that about that pricing.
It's
structure.
and if you don't get it now, I mean, Stadia is always doing sales. Always, they always have sales.
Yeah, exactly. Out of interest, are either of you two been tempted to purchase?
I was tempted after I watched John Scar's stream of it. It did kind of make me think, let's just bite the bullet and do it, because it is a game that I've been waiting for. I mentioned it in the past, so I was tempted just to say, do you know what, let's just do it. But I don't know, what about you, Ray?
I have my credit card here on my desk, and I'm just contemplating. But honestly, I have to be honest. Am I going to play it because I'm playing? So there's so many other games that I have not finished and purchased, and is it just going to be just something in my library? And so I honestly, that's my New Year's resolution. Really, is to think before I just jump and buy games. I only got 135 Stadia games, so I need to really, and I haven't, and most of those I haven't even either played. Some of them I haven't even started playing them, and some of them I'm only maybe about 20%, 30% played, and I need to get back into them. So
You are a magpie, my friend. It is a very real thing. It is how they work. Krampus says, "Bye, bye, bye." He knows. You don't have to say it too many times. They say, no, you say it 3 times, and it's a fact. So you've said it 3 times. It's now a fact for Ray. So he's going to be out there with his card very soon. I covered it a while back on Rock Around the Clock, and actually I got a copyright notice because of the music in the background, which annoyed me somewhat.
are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh.
That was just their trailer. So I'm promoting your game, guys.
They don't care. It's
I know. But any road up, it did look really good. But as much, again, my problem is that I like games that change as I play them. So I'm exploring. I'm playing a thing called Quantum Break at the moment, Ray, on Xbox, which is quite old. It's 2016, but that's my kind of game. It's a bit like The Last of Us, a bit like the what was it, the end, the day's end, or whatever it's called. Those kinds of games I love. A game where you go round and round on a track. Or you play the same field sports game. That's not my thing, because it's kind of, that's if you're really into competing and sports and competition is your thing, then perfect. So this is they gave us Grid as a pro game, and I probably only played it once, and it's kind of there, help yourself. F1, I don't think I've fired up at all.
You know what though, man? I'm looking at the elements, the snow and the car, and then that's just. See, and Codemasters, folks, has been around for a long time, and I've loved their car games and racing games. So, never know. You might see me racing probably tonight or tomorrow.
I'm sure you will. My favorite streams. Right, moving swiftly on. Murder by Numbers.
I purchased it. I got it.
Of course you did. Well, it was cheap, and what was it for you? About $7?
$7.50.
Yeah, why wouldn't you? Having said that, what do you think of it? Because Aaron Stadia Vet Gaming had said on Tuesday it reminds him of was it this
Minesweeper?
Yeah,
it is. That's what it is.
It is that.
It's just you're basically doing numbers. And then undoing it so you can look at a puzzle to get clues to figure out the mysteries. So, and you got your little crime robot. So, it's one of those. You know what? If you have your phone, or you're sitting in the dentist's office waiting to get your mouth drilled on, and you're scared. This is something that you could. Something you could just play, on your phone. And kills some time, and it's brains, puzzles. You need to tease your brain and help your brain out sometimes. Sometimes math and numbers is pretty good and puzzling. So and then $7. I mean, my $7.50. Come on, I picked it up.
Andy, one for you.
I'll be honest, I know it's out, but I don't really know much else really about it beyond that. But hearing Ray talk about it, I think it would just be one of those ones I'd get it, play it for about an hour, and it might sort of sit there. Again, I'd probably need to kind of maybe see kind of people play it and get a bit more of a feel for it before I would jump into that one, even though it is a good price.
Is it a game? Is it a game you could stream, Ray? Is it a good to watch kind of game? No.
Me personally, I wouldn't say it's like I don't think it's a. I mean, unless people are into puzzles, like I said, a lot of people might be into puzzles and solving mysteries, because there is mysteries and there's clues and stuff. There is different elements, just besides the matching the numbers and stuff. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I don't think I'd stream, but it's something that I would like on my phone. I would play it.
Fair enough.
Who was the developer on that? Did that say Mediatonic?
Yes.
Pixel puzzles. Oh, that's what they're telling you. Yeah, Mediatonic.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. Because the Epic just bought them, they're the they're the developers of Fall Guys.
Damn. Of Fall Guys.
Which makes it, it's the sort of kind of battle royale kind of Takeshi's Castle type game, and that's like got me thinking, if there's games on the platform, please bring Fall Guys to Stadia.
Well, if they know how to port a game for Stadia. And maybe let's try it on a fairly innocuous game to start with, Mr. Studio Boys. See how to cut our teeth on it, make sure that we can do it justice, and then let's look at Fall Guys. Is that kind of what you're thinking?
That's kind of that would be my thoughts, because one of my wild predictions for the year was I thought Fall Guys could come to the platform with crowd play was my kind of out there, because Devolver Digital,
Bro-
who's
Brother,
published,
if they can get Resident Evil Village
you think it's happening?
and Resident Evil 7 Biohazard,
Ooh.
anything, sky's the limit. Sky's the limit. But you know what? We're getting ready to go deeper into the news, and I can't wait. Can't wait. You're gonna see some other stuff, folks. Can't wait. That's gonna be exciting.
Okay, blimey, no pressure, Rokk. Get on with the next. Get on with the next story. There ain't that many left. Right, okay. Finally, Esther, for those of you of a certain age in this country, we have this that dropped today, which was the next up on Stadia. Here it comes. There we go. For beloved, not just ordinary games, but beloved Japanese RPGs. Is that what J stands for? I don't know.
Yes.
So go on then, Ray. You're all excited. What's so good about this?
What's so good about it is that I don't think there's nobody that really has it but us. Not this many drops of a Japanese role-playing game. And if you guys, I mean, come on, if you love Octo Traveler, this is epic. This is huge because these games are very, very popular among the Japanese style RPGs, and they're beautiful, well-made music. The illustrations, you're gonna play for hours. There's a lot, and I'm excited.
You're going to need to complete that backlog, Leafy, before you start getting them into those RPGs.
I'm just totting up Ray here. Like, we got 40, we got 60, there's 100, 60, there's 160, another 60, there goes 220. Get your credit card out, Ray. Time to tuck in, my friend.
You need to start going on how long to beat and figure out how long it's going to take you to batter into that backlog.
Wowza. So you think these are exclusives, do you, Ray?
I've read somewhere that you're not going to find it on these particulars. I don't think they're on Xbox and PlayStation. But don't quote me on that. Somewhere I read.
It's early. I know it only came out today. So
that's where I've read. But honestly, people, the one thing about everybody always talked about is that we don't have any games. We don't have a variety. RPGs is huge, folks. A lot of people, MM2K, he did a show today, and he was like, "Oh yeah!"
I know. I love his voice. Let
me tell you something.
It literally blows my earpiece out. It's like,
I mean, believe it or not, the very first games that I really loved was on Nintendo Entertainment System, and they were a lot of Japanese RPGs, and this is great. I mean,
yeah. So are these kind of Breath of the Wild type things then, or?
I was, if there's with the Octo Traveler, Valkyrie Chronicles. God, there's another game I think we have. Oh hell, Dragon
Quest.
Yeah, Dragon Quest. I mean, and I've seen a lot of people stream and play. Like I said, some people might not like the RPGs, but there's a lot of people that love these RPGs. The fantasy world is getting, it's great. The stories.
Part of me kind of thought that this was maybe a move for when they expand into other markets.
Okay,
like
somebody
Japan.
told me these games are PlayStation and Switch. Okay, thank you.
That's a good shout, Andy, actually, because very culturally specific, aren't they?
Yeah, it seems very calculated and deliberate. I don't know if this is maybe a move to break into other markets later in the year.
Very, very interesting. They're talking about most of them coming in the summer. I think just well, that's April 1, April 9. I take it all back. That one's summer. So in fact, all of them, April 1 and 9, and then YS9 Monstrum Nox. I don't know if you pronounce YS or ES. That's summer 21. So actually, most of them are coming up in April. Literally next week, 3 of them, and then the other one 8 days after. So yeah, if you.
But you know what? What's the features on the games?
For featured feared protectors, players any any of the 6 notorious monstrums, each with their own unique gifts that grant. There's no capital G on gift, Stadia, please. That grant abilities such as scaling sheer walls or detecting hidden objects to protect the city from shadowy creatures. The world within the walls. I mean, these are very game-specific, aren't they? Explore the massive city, accept quests to aid the townsfolk, and enter the Grimwald Nox to vanquish the threats to Bolduk. Strength of the Night. We've got a missing bold T there, Stadia. Come on, proofread this, please. Familiar mechanics such as Flash Move and Flash Guard allow you to outmaneuver your foes, while new additions such as Gifts and Boost Mode further augment your ability to fight. Whereas they've all got kind of similar story stuff. I don't know.
Got it.
You know, you'd have to know the stories or play the previous ones, I'm guessing, because all of these are sort of like 7, 8. This one's the 3rd one here. There's an 11 kicking around in there somewhere I spotted. 5, 6, 7, 8. That one's 8. And that one's a 9, so maybe not. So, you know, they're all further down the road in terms of the series. But as Andy points out, they're all without a shadow of a doubt Japanese games. Obviously, there's not to take it away from that fact. The Japanese culture is now massive in the West, particularly amongst gamers and people that were born in the 80s or younger.
Right.
So, you know, I fully understand that there is a market for it, but equally, it'll be interesting to see if they start to do that. If we suddenly start to see games, for example, Andy, that are, we know, really big in India as a potential, where we know, you know, I mean, they're desperately waiting for a big cloud gaming platform like Stadia. So yeah, that's a good shout. That's a really interesting point, I think.
Especially,
so there you go. Sorry, Andy.
No, it was just to say, especially like with the likes of Japan and India, like mobile gaming over there is absolutely huge. Some of the top YouTube streamers in India are mobile gaming. It's still a massive untapped market, and I think that this is just a subtle play towards that. I could be wrong, but you know, it just kind of feels that it could be setting up for that.
No, I think it's a really good shout.
I mean, and I think it's going to be good for young and older people like myself. I mean, this is what actually some of the games that were on Nintendo and on Sega were Japanese games that ported over. And I mean, come on, Final Fantasy and Dragon Warrior and The Secret of the Mania.
Oh, Trials of Mana.
Yes, thank you. That game.
Yeah. That one.
I remember it well, Ray. Remember it well. Not. Right. So there you go. That was the news, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the news. We're going to swiftly move on because we're banging away on the clock here to our next big favourite feature, which we all love, and it's this one.
Rokk Review.
I can't remember the numbers I gave for that.
Wow, look at this.
Well, actually, I wrote them down.
Yeah, no, Ray's he's very efficient. He's my beautiful assistant. So the Rokk review this week is now. I hadn't really paid attention much to this game until Ray mentioned that you'd been streaming it today, Andy. So I went out and bought it just so that I could do a genuine Rokk review, and it's Place for the Unwilling, which this is actually your video that we're watching here, isn't it? This was you streaming this. Where are we? 21 hours ago.
Guy or the lady? You picked the guy or the lady?
Right. I'm going to be honest. They didn't give you a full 360 view of this character.
No, they didn't. I did the same thing.
Me too. I took the one with the small nose, thinking it was just a younger fella.
Yeah.
I looked at the nose and I was like, I don't want that big nose. I'm going to take the smaller nose. And when I saw my character, I said, wait a minute.
He's got a dress on.
He's got a. I named him Ray. I can't stream this game with a little character with a ponytail named Ray. So I had to get out of the game and recreate a man.
Oh, I called mine Reggie Rokk. I've got Reggie Rokk, and hang on, Reggie's got a dress on. Oh dear. What is this game, Andy? What did you get us buying today?
I don't know, to be honest. It was.
You look like a lady. You look like a lady.
With a small sausage for a nose. Chipolata.
Yeah, it was a game that I watched. I mentioned it earlier. I watched John Scar stream it, and it looked really, really interesting. And he had a code to give away, and I won it. And it was one of those ones I was thinking about what to stream that was different for the Stadia Bash Community Network, because I try to bring something different to the table, and so I thought I would stream this. And the general gist of it that I got was it was about the last sort of 21 days in a city. Somebody is committed suicide, and it's all kind of a story centered around that, based in sort of Dickensian times. It was kind of a different game from what I usually play, but I'll obviously let the review part kind of speak for itself. But yeah, it was an interesting experience streaming it last night, because I had to beat it all out, and yeah,
it's the first time you ever streamed a character wearing a dress and a ponytail, right?
In a computer game, yeah.
Only publicly, right?
Hey, wait a minute. I'm looking right now, and the name is Andrew, and it's got a ponytail and a dress.
Yep.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. We're all woke.
Nothing wrong. Hey. If you're into that, there's nothing. Hey,
there ain't nothing wrong wearing a dress.
To be fair, the chat during that game is ridiculous. Last night, it really was.
The thing is this: we, as you may or may not know, Andy, we don't actually review a game based on the game, how it looks, or how it's being built, any of that stuff. We're not interested in. What we're interested in is from a casual gamer's perspective. Is it quick to load? Can I pick up from where I left off? I mean, we've all got busy lives. We've got to go off and change the baby or go to work. Is it easy to play? Is it rewarding to play? And overall, is it good value? So if we start with numero uno, how quickly can you get into the game from the library? So as soon as you hit that game on the library, you're into it fairly quickly, Andy.
Yeah, I gave this one a 3. Again, it was just easy enough to get into. Go in and get your character designed. There wasn't a disastrous load time, so I thought it was all right.
Yep. Yeah, it was pretty quick, I thought. What did you think, Ray?
I thought it was pretty quick. I gave it a 4. It a 4.
Yeah, you can fire it up. I mean, there's the usual develop by and stuff, but you can get straight into the game fairly quickly. So I gave it a 4 as well. Number 2, can you pick up from where you left off? Now, before you guys answer this, there's an actual mechanic in the game that prevents you from starting where you left off. I mean, it's literally part of the game, isn't it? And from memory, when you start, it gives you the choice. Do you want to save all the time, but next time you open the game, you're going to go right back to the start? Or do you want to not and just save at your point? So it actually is part of the game. So I can guess the answer to this one. But Ray, what are your thoughts?
Man, I wasn't happy. I gave it a 2 because I didn't read. I skipped through it. I just click. And I said, okay, great. This is great. I picked the lady as my character, and I got to start all the way from the beginning. So,
yeah, Andy.
I gave this one a 2 as well. It can be quite difficult to follow, but I kind of put a caveat to that because I was streaming this at the same time. So it's definitely, I think, one that you need to kind of just spend time and just enjoy playing on, just with kind of just on your own, in your own time, and get a feel for it that way.
Yeah, no, I agree, and it's a huge database of content.
Yes.
Dialogues. I mean, you can go and talk to any of those shadowy figures. I never quite worked out why they look like a big string.
Hey, I was told, I walked up to a cop. Because you see,
don't say it, Ray.
I won't say it, but I'll just say he told me to get the F out. He said, "Get the F out of here," and I was like, "Wait a minute,
I know.
These are cops from the United States."
I was thinking, what a lovely family game this is. And you go up and just talk to the police officer, and he says something like, "What are you effing looking at?" I'm like, "Well, hang on."
Exactly.
But there's some translation issues in some of the text.
I said, "What a beautiful, well-illustrated game, and the narrative voice is so nice. Let me walk up to this nice officer. Get the F out of my face."
And then, if you ask him again, he calls you stiff butt, which was a completely new phrase to me. But I think that's because, and I didn't research it, but I would almost certainly assume that it's. The developer is not American or English, so English probably isn't their native language, and they have, some parts of the world have a different approach to the stuff that we may find a little sensitive, and I certainly wouldn't want to sit my kids down in front of it having seen that. But I've seen that in a number of games that have this kind of cartoon look on Stadia. I forget the other one, the one with the ones with pencils that come. You have to walk over the pencils, Ray.
Yes,
I forgot what it's called. You know what my memory is like. And
Figment,
some of the dialogue in that
Figment.
was, so that's
Figment.
right. Yes, and some of the dialogue in that was a little fruity. But I think it's a cultural thing. But no, I mean, getting back to the main question, can you pick up? No, you can't. I gave it a 1 because you can't. Full stop. I mean, I didn't want to give it a 0 because you're not.
I gave it a 2.
You gave it a 2. I've just changed Andy. Andy actually originally gave it 3. I'll put that down to 2, so that's fine. How easy is it to actually play, Andy?
Controlling it's fine. The mechanics are okay. It's just a lot of it's kind of memory based. So when you've got to really take in that dialogue and digest the dialogue, and if you don't, you're just walking around in circles. There's a bit when I went into the shop, and I think a couple of people are going to laugh at this, but I went into Harriet's shop, and she gave me instructions, and I just made a complete dog's dinner of it. And she was very unhappy with the work that I did for her, and I was only trying to help. Ray, what did we spoke about this. Did I give this a 3 or a 2?
Let's see.
Yes, you did.
Did I give it a 3?
You gave it a 3, sorry.
I gave
it a 3.
Yeah,
give it a 3.
Yeah. Right, what were your thoughts, Ray? Did you find it easy to play, to even understand the game?
I gave it a 3. I mean, they give you your map. They give you, you walk around and you walk up and people talk to you, and you just you talk to Harriet. I talked to another shopkeeper and stuff. And but I gave it a 3. I don't. It's not hard. It's just weird.
Yeah. Again, I think caveat is that if your kind of game is the game where, as you just said, Andy, you're picking up clues through the game, even from the initial reason for being there. There's clues that you've got to kind of memorize or write down, and then you explore the world. It's like those old games that you used to get where you just have a blank screen and then the text, the old sort of Dungeons and Dragons kind of game, and you would say, right, you have entered a cave, and there's no visual or anything. The difference is there's some level of visual here, but it isn't the kind of game that you can just pick up and not focus on. Like you were saying, if you try and stream this and talk to the chat and your mind is elsewhere, you're not going to get it. It's just not going to work for you.
No, I mean, that between talking to the chat, talking about the game, doing the dialogue, because you can't expect the people there to read it along with you.
And it goes on and on and on.
Yeah, it kind of sounded like I was on one in parts. Like it was. I was going like, I was like, "Hi, welcome in," and then I'm reading this dialogue, and then someone saying, "Put voices on." I was like, "No."
I saw the stream when you said that. It was so funny.
I said William can do a really good job at that, but when he did Octopath Traveler, but everything's just going to sound Scottish, just a different type of Scottish.
William Wallace. Freedom. So yeah, we all actually gave it 3. So
Yes.
I think again, you've got to kind of know what you're in for with a game like this. So go and watch Andy's stream. If you're thinking of getting this game, watch Andy's stream. Gives you much more of an idea about what it is, because we don't want to put you off. We're talking about the game from how easy is it as a casual gamer to jump in.
Right.
So far as you've seen, not. So 2 more. Is it rewarding, Ray? What do you think? Do you feel rewarded playing the game?
No, I gave it a 2. I gave it a 2.
You old stiff butt. Damn, you're a stiff butt, Ray.
And some of the people in the chat said I had a thing for Harriet.
Oh, jeez. I wonder what you were going to say. I thought you said you had a thing for hairy ass there for a bit. I was thinking, where's he going with this?
Just how far into your relationship with Harriet did you go, Ray?
With your little sausage nose.
You get DLC.
Hairy ass. Anyway, was it rewarding for you, Ray? I mean, in the normal sense of the phrase, not necessarily in anything other than the game.
It was not rewarding. I felt lost. I felt like no. Mm-mm.
No,
not rewarding.
I'm getting.
But honestly, and I'll be fair, I really need to play a little bit more of the game. So, Rokk, you gonna play some more?
Yeah. He knows I got it refunded. Oh, mate, half an hour was enough for me. You know what I'm like, bear of little brain or patience. I gave it a 2. Andy gave it a 2. Ray gave it a 2. We didn't find it very rewarding. Did we find it value for money, though? It's, what is it, £14 in the UK? About, I'm guessing $19?
something like that.
About 15 in the USA. I gave it a 3. I gave it a 3. Yeah, I gave it a 3.
Andy?
Well, I technically...
You got it for nothing, mate. So it was an enormously valuable proposition.
Well, yeah, yeah. I got a code for it, and if I had bought it, I probably would have I don't like refunding unless I really, really don't like it, and I probably would have refunded this, to be fair.
Well, I did, to be fair. Thanks for putting me in that one, Ray. There's a developer watching this now crying into his coffee.
Not just any developer, the Among Us. The Among Us guys. Holy crap. No, Fall Guys. You said Fall Guys.
Fall Guys.
Fall Guys. Fall Guys.
Yeah.
The guys
that wasn't
Fall
these
Guys.
guys, was it? That was your Numbers by Murder.
Fall Guys.
That was Murder by Numbers. It was that one.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Oops. My bad.
So Andy gave it a 5 simply because he won it, which is fair. Ray, you gave it a 3 for value. I gave it a 3. So it's time to tot up the scores. And before we do that, let me just pop Andy's in, because we have them in from the Scottish jury. Here they go. So 13 from me, 14 from you, and 15 from Andy. Interestingly, the lowest scoring game I think we've ever had as a Rokk review. I feel a real heel. Bless the developer.
It's not. I'm not saying I'm not saying it's a bad game. I just we're looking at from a casual gamer perspective, and I'm not gonna refund it. I'm actually gonna give it a try. I'm gonna play it.
I might buy it back. I feel so guilty.
It's definitely a niche game. It's aimed at a niche group of people that are into this particular game. I think if you've got any passing interest in this, I'd maybe kind of hold off, to be fair.
Do you think it's more of a mobile game, Andy, than you'd sit and play on your telly?
Um, I don't know. I mean, if you play a game on mobile, do you really want to be? I know, like a puzzle game and things like it requires you to think, but with the level of dialogue in the game and kind of what the game demands of you, there's millions of other sort of games that you could sort of play that would probably be a more enjoyable experience in mobile, if I'm being truthful.
Uh, Rock, the other game that is similar to is Welcome to the Elk. That was another game I think you were talking that was cussing. Looked like a bunch of weird kind of characters.
Yeah, that was even worse, that one. I mean, there's been a few, to be fair. I have a very low tolerance of swearing. To be fair, I do think I've got Tourette's. My wife thinks I've got Tourette's. It's just, I've never heard my wife swear in the 30 years we've been married, mate. But she's, boy, have I made up for it. So it's... No, I mean, that's by the by, really. You pays your money, you takes your choice. What I was thinking, Andy, was if I was on holiday in 4 years' time, when you're allowed, and you sat around a pool, and you just want kind of like almost like the game version of a thriller or a book. That you could play something like this and just lose yourself around the pool rather than, bashing away with your thumbs and putting your finger through your Samsung.
Right. Okay.
How about on the toilet?
Oh, he's got to take it somewhere, isn't he? Huh? I'm changing the name. Andy, do you fancy Andy and Rokk from next week?
We all go to the bathroom.
I thought it was the restroom.
Restroom, bathroom, laboratory,
laboratory
magazine.
I've been just going off for an experiment, love. I'm going to take your pipette with me. Oh, Andy, save us, mate. Come on. We're running over here.
I really don't know what I can say now.
Oh, dear me. Oh, what can you do? I love this from Paul. The dev was in the Greg's queue, then had to leave because he saw Rokk refunded the game. Sad. Talk about gamers for hunger.
Oh no!
Oh dear, I'm dying here. Quick, grab me coat and call a taxi. Oh, this is what we do it for, ladies and gentlemen. It's all for the laugh of it, right? Let's get the hell... Don't leave yet. We're still here, really. That was just a little pretend. I've even got the score up to remind you of sad times for the queue. Greg's queue. Ray's left, though. He thought that was the end of it.
He's away at the toilet.
Might have to change that stinger. Right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. What a fun show, as always. Andy, you've been an absolute star. Thanks for playing along with me and my my sidekick.
It's been great fun. I really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Oh, pleasure, mate. So when's your next podcast?
In half an hour.
Oh, crikey.
Nah, you're fine. Yeah, it's the podcast I do live on Twitch. It's kind of deliberate because I don't like streaming at the same time as the SBCN guys, and I post it up on YouTube and the audio feeds as well, so people can kind of catch up on it. So it's just a nice way, if people are about, they can jump in on Twitch. It's the same Good Rebel Gaming, but if not, you can catch up at your leisure. As I said, I'd rather that the live streamers, the SBCN, get all the attention.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I do have a link in the description of the video below, which is a direct link through to Andy's channel. So please do go and show our good friend some love. Usual things apply. Subscribe, hit the bell, like. I can honestly assure you, particularly my favourite, the interview podcast that you do. I love that. And having said that, I do love this man's sense of humour as well. You should pick it up on the old game streams. He's a good fella. Ray?
Yes.
You all right?
Yes. I'm fine. I'm doing great. Doing great.
What are you up to this coming week, my friend?
Let's see. Streaming tonight. on YouTube. What am I streaming? I'm actually streaming a game called Kingdom Come.
Ooh, good game.
Yeah, I'm hooked on the game, so I'll be streaming that tonight, and then taking a break on Friday. Let's see, Thursday, Friday. I'll take a break. No. What the hell? Tomorrow's.
Mate, I didn't want your bloody life story. Just wanted, what are you streaming in 10 minutes? Jeez, give him an inch. And then Tuesday I'm cooking eggs for breakfast.
And then stream it.
And then I'm going to play A Place for the Unwilling on the toilet on Wednesday.
I'm off to the laboratory with my pipette.
My outhouse to test my mobile phone.
Take your own roll, mate, won't you? And then and watch out for the spiders. They used to catch me. As for me, the gaming sideboard, well, I'm you'll find me at various places, but only twice a week these days. But there's some interesting news I'm hoping to reveal next week, potentially, that might change all that. But I've been sworn to secrecy, so I am being very secret. But still spilling the beans because that's me. So Tuesday, I'm loving the show. It's the brand new Rokk's Blog Bash, not Bog Brush. And that's on behalf of
you guys talk about me.
I can't help it. It's my brain. Tourette's, I did tell you. That's Tuesday. Now, the thing is this, Ray. I chose 5 p.m. UK time because that's when typically the blog post has gone live. And then since then, it's come out at 4:30, 4:45. So anyway, Tuesday's at 5 for now. And then the week after it'll be 6 because our class go forward. It was a great intro show. Loved it. Thanks to the guys for coming on that. I haven't seen who we've got coming up next Tuesday. But I know definitely John is coming back. And I'm hoping, really, really hoping, that Lee Stadia Dad will join us as well with some surprise guests. So it's going to be great fun. And then, of course, next Thursday, back with another amazing guest to praise and have fun with. So without further ado, thank you, everybody, for watching. As it says at the top there, I hope you've enjoyed the show. We just try to make you laugh. Andy, have a fantastic week, my friend.
You too.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Ray, as always, love you, brother.
Love you too. Love you.
And see you all soon. Take care. Oh, before I forget, one more thing. Sorry. This Saturday, I'm on Stadia Pro Gaming. No, I'm not. Get that right. Dr. Spaceman's new show, and I forgot what it's called, but I'm on it. So watch
Cloud
that.
Station.
Cloud
Thank
Station
you.
TV.
That's the one I'm on. So looking forward to that. That's the first one. Take care, everybody. Say goodbye. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.